Okay, so hello everyone. Very good evening, guys. Very good evening to all of you. How are you all doing? So, today into this particular video, we are gonna discuss about your one of the questions from your lead code, right? So, with this particular question, I'll be helping out like how you can solve this particular question. What is the method for solving this out, right? How you can further proceed in and take this whole question in terms of solving, in terms of competitive programming. Also, if any kind of this question occurs, so how you can solve this, right? So maybe you have been following my the series of the lead code. So here we have done a lot of questions regarding your lead codes, right? Which like you can just check out, you can learn out that how to solve those questions. You can even use that onto your lead code websites also. Okay, so I'm just using this Google Colab over here because onto lead code I have already like things are being done. So I'm just writing it onto the respective Google Colab, but yeah, at your ends, guys, you can just use any. Okay, if you just want, you can use out the like lead codes and you can write that directly over there. Right, so let's get started for today. So see, my very first question says that we are having a pair of strings, kind of S1, S2, S3. Okay, and now you have to find that if like whether S3 is formed by the interleaving of S1 and S2. Okay, is it formed by the interleaving of S1 and S2? So after the like and interleaving of two strings S and T, it is a configuration where S and T are divided into N and M subsequent. Okay, fine. So see what is being happening. We are having two strings with us, S and T. Okay. Uh, Now these S and T's are further also divided into N and M substrings. Right, now our strings goes in a manner like where we are having S as a string, so it was S1 plus S2 up to Sn, and again for the string T2, so my second string T, it is again going to be same, T is equal to T1 plus T2 up till Tn. Right, now see this is like what the strings we are having. Now we know that if you are gonna do the addition of two strings, it is gonna give us the concatenation. Right, so now what do we have to do? Here we are having up the input values. Kind of, let's say my input is A, B, C, C. Okay, my string 1, my string 2 is, let's say, D, double B, C, A. Right, and my string 3 is double A, D, double B, C. Like here it is written, right? What do you have to do? In output, you have to get the result which is true. And how? Because there is one way to obtain the string number 3, and that is you can split S1 into S1, which is equal to AA plus BC plus C, and S2 into S2 D double BC plus A. Now see what exactly you have to do this into this particular question. You have to get in a respective, like you're having three strings with you, right? Now you have to see whether the string number 3 that can be formed by a splitting of string 1 and string 2. If a string is split 1 is split 2 in any different method, can string 3 be made or not? Right? If it can be made, result 2 as the final output. If it cannot be made, in that case, say false, it cannot be the result. This is what you have to do with this particular question. Check out the second example also, where you're having S1 as the input. S2 is also given, S3 also you are given. Now here for the second output, the answer is false, right? Because you cannot make S3 with the help of S1 and S2. Fine. So yeah, that is the idea. You just have to find a different ways with which you can split S1 and S2 and you can just get S3 as a result. This is what your complete question exactly is. This is what you have to do into this particular question. Okay. Now let's move further. Let's start coding how we can do that. First of all, I'll be making up a class as solution. Okay. Yeah, now in case guys you are gonna use your that IDEs of your lead code, so you will automatically get this particular thing made up because into the IDEs of your lead code, your classes and functions are already made. You just have to go ahead and just write the main program of your whole question. Okay? So see here I have this class which is solution. I'm gonna just write def. Okay, I'm just gonna put is interval. Okay, def is interval. Now inside that, first of all, we're passing self as a parameter. Now if you're gonna use any IDE kind of PyCharm or any those, so self will automatically be passed into that. That is a rule actually. Okay, so self comma, I'll be taking my string number 1, okay, and str as a data type for that, s2 as my second string, and again str as a data type for that, and similarly I'll take s3, that is my third string, and str for s3 as a data type, right? And my final result will be in the boolean value, either it will be a true or it will be a false, a boolean value. Now first of all, I'm going to check out the length of these respective strings. First of all, the very first question, okay, if my addition of my string 1 and x2, like what is the length for my string 1 and whatever the length for my string 2, if that will be equal to string number 3, then only I can say na ki string number 3 can be formed with the string number 1 and 2. In case the length is not only same, at that particular point only you have to say that no, string number 3, it cannot be formed by the string number 1 and the string number 2. Right, so my very first condition will be, I'll be checking that particular thing about the length. So I'll just check out that if the length of string number 1 plus the length of string number 2, if that is not equal to the string number 3, if that is not equal to the length of string number 3, that is the first case. If the length of string 1 plus string 2 is not equal to length of string 3, in that case I am going to return false as the result. Okay, I'll be returning false at that particular place. First of all, right? Now what I'll do, I'll just make a few variables over here, and with those variables I'll be trying to put a few conditions to them. Okay, I don't know if you have heard about shorthand for loop or not, but there's a method which is called as shorthand for loop, where into one simple sentence line only you declare your for loop and the result for that for loop also. So I'll be using that only. You can just see afterwards that how to do that. So just like that, I'll just first of all put one of my values which is gonna be false, and in the bracket I'll put in my condition for the length of s2 plus 1. Okay, and I'll apply my for loop. So for I in range, and my range is gonna be length of my string number 1 plus 1. Okay, now see, this is something which I'm just gonna do up over here. First of all, for my loop, which is my for I in range. Okay, for I'm just applying this rule for I in the range. I'll go inside this portion where my dp will equal to false multiplied by length of string number 2 plus 1. We're just trying to add one value to our length of the string and then see whether it matches out my string number 3 or not. Okay. Similarly, I'm just going to put up about this length of my s1 multiplied by, no, not multiplied by, I'll just put one more bracket over here like this, and I'm declaring my length of my string 2 also, and I'm just setting that right away equal to 2. The first condition which I put down for the if, that was my false, right? Now this time I'm just trying to put it to the true. Now proceeding further, I'll apply my for loop. So it goes like that for I in range. One second. For I in the range, I'm going to use up this length of my s1. Okay, comma. Now I'm just going to move from the reverse order. -1. When I put -1, it means that I'm going to move from the reverse order for this. Moving down, I'll be applying my for j loop for my second, that is my string number 2. So for I in range, I'll be now taking my string number 2, that is my s2, and similarly for my string number 2 I'll be again reversing, so -1 -1. Okay, now proceeding in further, I'll be putting in my conditions that in case if the value for the I is less than the length of my string number 1 and my string 1 means index positions of string number 1 is equal to the string number 3, where it will be equal to I plus j. It means that whatever I have into my string 1, whatever the value I have into my string 1 at a particular place, if that is equal to the addition of the value at my string number 3, and my third condition goes, and if the value for I plus 1, if I just do I plus 1 and if I multiply that by the j, if this is the condition which is getting satisfied, okay, if this is the condition which is completely getting satisfied, So in that case, I'll just do kind of like dp. For the position of I and j, I am going to set that as equal to the true. Okay. Second condition will go for my string number 2. So again, I will just now use my j loop. So if j is less than string number 2, length of string number 2, okay, and s2, string number 2 of j is equal to string number 3 of I plus j, as we did it previously, similar manner, no difference, okay. And I'll just go with the dp for the I, and then it would be this time j plus 1, because we are going for the string number 2. So j plus 1, and that is it. If this is the respective condition, so at that respective case, you have to just like write down dp of I into dp of j, that is equal to the true. So if any of these conditions satisfies, we'll be getting the true as a result over there. Getting out of my for loop, I'm just going to simply return up a condition over here, return dp of 0 and 0. So you know, like dp is a variable which we have made up right away over here, right? Now getting out of this for loop, I'll just make this dp as a empty dictionary as of now. Okay, I'll just make this as an empty dictionary. So I'm going to apply the conditions for my function. So def, it's going to be dfs, okay, and I'll be putting the condition I comma j, right? Now my condition goes that if value for I is equal to the length of, is equal to the length of s1. Okay, s would be small in this particular case. If I is equal to length of s1, and s1 of I and s1 of I is equal to s3 of I plus j, and in case it is gonna be okay, no, not this condition. First of all, I'll just previously try to check the length for s1 and s2. Okay, so I'll just put up j is equal to length of my s2. 1 second. Length of my s2 like this. Okay. So in that respective case, I'm just going to write up return true. Okay. Now moving ahead, next I'm going to again put my second condition of the if. So I'm just going to check if I and j in dp. Right. I'm going to put this colon, and now I'm going to return up dp, and in the bracket it's going to be like I comma j. Okay. Now getting down, I'm going to put up my third condition for the if. So if in case the I value is less than the length of your s1. Okay, if the value for I is less than the length of s1, and s1 of I is equal to the s3 of this is going to be I plus j, and dfs of I plus 1 comma j. If this is a condition which is going to satisfy, in that case I'll be returning up over here as true. Similar condition I'm going to put for the j also. So if in case we're having this if of j, okay, if it is less than the length of my s2, that is my string 2, okay, and s2 of j, okay, is equal to s3 of I plus j, okay, and 1 second, and dfs of I comma j plus, sorry, j would be small, right? So kind of j plus 1, right? If this is the condition, so in that case again I'm just going to simply turn up over here as true, right? So what it is exactly helping me to do, it is just simply helping me to get in all of these values at the respective positions according to like how are they switched with each other, and are these equal to each other or not, right? Next, after everything, I'll just put in the condition if dp of I comma j, if that is kind of equal to false, okay, so in that case I'll just return false as the final result. So return false, right? And getting out of this respective function, def function which we had made it, right, I would just write over here that return, and it will return df 0, 0.